Well, hello everyone. Hope everyone's had a good day today. It's late afternoon on a Sunday. It's 4:19. Watching a video of a Marine Lieutenant Colonel talking about military pay, and he was showing all the different pay rates that you get in the military. Because I guess some people are questioning, well, how well or unwell you get paid in the military. And I started watching this video and got to a certain point that kind of skipped forward. That is a part of the video that I think he should have emphasized the most. And you're probably wondering why. Because he made it up to the rank of E6, which is a staff sergeant, before he went through some promotion program to get commissioned as a second lieutenant. Now, what happens when that happens? You do not go from the pay of an E6, which is a staff sergeant, to the pay of a second lieutenant. You do not do that. You get credit for all that time in. He's probably talking about 10 years or so, and for your time in the service and the fact that you made it to E6. I am a perfect example of how this works. I left the Air Force after 4 years as an E4. I then did 1 year of Air National Guard and got out after a year as an E5. I got out because I started college and switched from Air National Guard to Army ROTC. I was in an Army Reserve unit right after I started college, and I did 5 years there. The first 2 years I was considered a cadet, but I failed O1 or second lieutenant and first lieutenant position. I got E5 pay. Then after my 2 years of ROTC, I got commissioned. As a newly commissioned second lieutenant butter bar, I was getting paid that of a first lieutenant, about a mid-term first lieutenant. And then when I got promoted after 2 years as a second lieutenant to first lieutenant, I was making the pay of a junior captain. Why? Again, because I was given that credit for my 4 years active and my 1 year Air Guard and the time I put in as a cadet. And so I was making, so I could be standing next to a newly commissioned second lieutenant, or not commissioned, newly promoted captain, and I'm a first lieutenant, and I could easily be making more than what that captain was. That is something that the video this Lieutenant Colonel of the Marine Corps did not mention, that when you jump from enlisted ranks and go back to, say, to a second lieutenant, you do not get second lieutenant pay. You do not. You're given credit for all that time you put in as enlisted, and depends on what your rank was when you were last enlisted. So as that guy was a newly commissioned second lieutenant, he was not making second lieutenant pay. As an E6 for 10 years in, he was probably making that of a senior first lieutenant or junior captain. And then when he made first lieutenant, same thing, his pay is higher. He's probably at a senior captain rank. Now when he makes captain, he's probably going to be in the junior major rank, but somewhere in there. But you get credit for all that time you had in as enlisted, just like I did. So again, when I got out after 10 years of service as a first lieutenant with 1 year in as a commissioned first lieutenant, I was making the pay of a junior to mid-level captain. And I didn't complain. That's just the way the system works. But I thought the video was a big deception, that it talked about the pay during the enlisted years. When it jumped to officer years, he said, well, I'm not going to deal with that. He had it on the screen, but he did not explain anything about him getting credit for his enlisted years and his rank that he was. And I thought that was a real disservice to the video. So anyone out there who is enlisted and looking forward to jumping over to the commission side, and it's very similar to a warrant officer. You go, say, from an E6 and go for a warrant officer position in the Army, especially. And I don't know about the Navy and Air Force, just started doing warrant officers again. But your pay is not a warrant officer one pay. You're given credit again for all that time in as enlisted. So anyway, going on 5 minutes, that's my comment video on what military pay can be and what it really is if you're prior enlisted. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and have a good one.